Now, as most of you know, electronics emit When I was younger, I spent hours on screens every day. I had a Wii, I had a PS2, I had a smartphone when I was 10, I played Minecraft on it and Angry Birds or Fruit Ninja. You know, when you're younger, you're generally unaware of how you feel. I used to drink a bunch of soda when I was younger because my parents didn't know any better and I didn't know any better. And I'd always feel like shit, my stomach would always hurt after drinking soda. And I continued drinking soda because as children we are unaware of how we feel, and the sad reality is that most adults are unaware of how they feel. Otherwise, everyone would be doing things that truly made them feel good. It was the same with video games. I'd sit there and play for 3 hours straight, and then I'd feel like shit afterward. My eyes would feel very tired, my head would hurt, my hands would hurt, everything in my body was just slouching. And yet, I couldn't attribute that feeling to the video games. As I got older and learned about EMF, everything made sense to me. It wasn't the video game itself that was giving me all these problems, it was the EMF. It was the electromagnetic fields that I was exposed to for large amounts of time. Although I've escaped from video games, I still work around electromagnetic fields. I mean, the phone that I'm recording on right now, although it is on airplane mode, it is still emitting an electromagnetic field that is technically making me worse off than if the phone wasn't there. I still work on the PC, I still do things on the phone because these are necessities in modern society. Of course, if you escape from society, then you don't have to deal with this stuff. Now, I found a way to counteract these fields, and it has completely transformed the way I work. Recently, for several reasons, I've been reading into it, and the benefits are more profound than I thought. They are absolutely amazing. The science behind this stuff is mind-blowing. I don't want you, yes you, to suffer from an EMF-induced headache ever again. This video will practically make you an expert in the field, so watch the entire video so that you can help the people around you. Thankfully, the thing I'm recommending is extremely simple. It is super simple and every single person that is watching this video can implement it in literally 1 minute. Not only does it reverse the effects of EMF, it also protects you against electromagnetic fields. I'm talking about something called earthing, or grounding. It's also called grounding, but in studies they usually use earthing, so I'm gonna use earthing in this video. Earthing is when you touch nature, when you walk barefoot on grass, when you touch a stone, when you hug a tree. And hugging a tree is my favorite method because it looks ridiculous. See, this is how you hug a tree. Now, of course, I'm just joking. I just walk barefoot in the backyard, like everybody else. Now, what's the science behind this? The science is presented beautifully in an article that is under the Creative Commons license, which means that we can use it however we want. Let's read a quote from the introduction. Omnipresent throughout the environment is a surprisingly beneficial yet overlooked global resource for health maintenance, disease prevention, and clinical therapy. The surface of the Earth itself. It is an established, though not widely appreciated fact that the Earth's surface possesses a limitless and continuously renewed supply of free or mobile electrons. The surface of the planet is electrically conductive, except in limited ultra-dry areas such as deserts, and its negative potential is maintained, i.e. its electron supply replenished, by the global atmospheric electrical circuit. Mounting evidence suggests that the Earth's negative potential can create a stable internal bioelectrical environment for the normal functioning of all body systems. Moreover, oscillations of the intensity of the Earth's potential may be important for setting the biological clocks regulating diurnal body rhythms, such as cortisol secretion. It is assumed that the influx of free electrons absorbed into the body through direct contact with the Earth likely neutralize ROS and thereby reduce acute and chronic inflammation. Throughout history, humans mostly walked barefoot or with footwear made of animal skins. They slept on the ground or on skins, through direct contact or through perspiration-moistened animal skins used as footwear or sleeping mats. The ground's abundant free electrons were able to enter the body, which is electrically conductive. Through this mechanism, every part of the body could equilibrate with the electrical potential of the Earth, thereby stabilizing the electrical environment of all organs, tissues, and cells. Modern lifestyle has increasingly separated humans from the primordial flow of Earth's electrons. For example, since the 1960s, we have increasingly worn insulating rubber or plastic-soled shoes, instead of the traditional leather fashioned from hides. Now we know how earthing works, but what does it do? Part 2 of the article is called Review of Earthing Papers, and it is where they present, I believe it is 9 studies that talk about different things that they found that earthing does. Okay, so the first study they present in the article had 60 subjects with self-described sleep issues and chronic joint and muscle pain. They got grounding pads. Half the group had sham grounding pads, so they didn't work, and the other group got actual, working grounding pads. And after a month of sleeping on those grounding pads, these guys got incredible improvements, while these guys got not so much improvement. This is what the authors wrote about the same study. Some subjects reported significant relief from asthmatic and respiratory conditions, rheumatoid arthritis, PMS, sleep apnea, and hypertension while sleeping grounded. These results indicated that the effects of earthing go beyond reduction of pain and improvements in sleep. In the second study, 12 subjects slept on grounding pads for 8 weeks, and they had bad cortisol levels. They were stressed and they had, insomnia basically. And 11 out of the 12 subjects got normal cortisol levels after the 8-week period, and they started sleeping much better, which is mind-blowing. So touching grass literally cures insomnia. Now the third study in the article is pretty cool, because it found that if you're exposed to EMF while touching the earth, the EMF has no effect on you. Now, according to the article, the reason this happens is because your body becomes an extension of the earth's gigantic electromagnetic system. And to quote the article, the earth's potential thus becomes the working agent that cancels, reduces, or pushes away electric fields from the body. Study number 4 basically found that because of changes in the heart, blood, and brain, when you earth, you basically reduce stress levels instantaneously. And since this is too much for one video, I'll quote this paragraph, which is pretty interesting. In one experiment with non-medicated subjects, grounding during a single night of sleep resulted in statistically significant changes in concentrations of minerals and electrolytes in the blood serum. Iron, ionized calcium, inorganic phosphorus, sodium, potassium, and magnesium. Renal excretion of both calcium and phosphorus was reduced significantly. The observed reductions in blood and urinary calcium and phosphorus directly relate to osteoporosis. The results suggest that earthing for a single night reduces primary indicators of osteoporosis. Remember that the body is very complicated, and that anything you do from a health perspective is also very complicated, because you've got this super complicated thing interacting with this super duper complicated thing. And so when it comes to health benefits, I could literally say anything, higher testosterone makes your hair thicker, whatever it is, I will be right. And you will also be right, because anything that benefits you literally benefits your entire body. So remember, whenever you eat something that is good for you, whenever you do earthing, whenever you avoid something bad, you're doing so much more than science will ever know about anything relating to whatever it is that you're doing. You're not only curing insomnia, you're not only reducing your stress levels, you're not only reducing the effects of EMF, you're doing so much more than that, and every cell in your body will thank you if you do earthing for at least 10 minutes every day. It's really not that hard. Now let me give you a little secret. The reason why it's so easy for me to do earthing wherever I am is because I'm used to walking barefoot, and you'll also be used to walking barefoot if you understand how shoes hurt your feet. Now I've made a video about why shoes are so bad for you. Go check it out so that this becomes easier. Now it becomes easier because the amount of surfaces you can walk barefoot on increases as your feet get more calloused. But hey, I understand that there are female reproductive organs out there, and for you I recommend buying shoes that allow electrons to pass through the sole. They exist, you can buy them. Ask yourself, if I like walking barefoot in my home, if I sleep barefoot, if I do everything barefoot at home, Why do I not do it outside? I'm incredibly thankful for every subscription, and I want you to be a part of the community. And if you've already subscribed, I am so thankful that you're here. Of course, like the video and watch my other videos so that YouTube can recommend these videos to everyone else. And with that said, go and achieve excellent health. I know you can do it.